Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my 2,000 subscriber giveaway and hop. And this is also a bonus layout for Kit Conspiracy. All the links to everyone playing along and helping me celebrate will be down below. And don't forget, this is also a giveaway. If you would leave a comment down below by the 20th, I will do a random drawing for a giveaway and I will contact that person. We're going to go a little backwards here because I didn't realize I didn't capture the first part of this on video, and I didn't realize that until the end of making the layout. So I'm just going to walk you through what I did. I know it's a little after the fact, but I started out with a black frame. I cut down my gray asphalt paper to be 11 3/4 because I like a small reveal on the outside. I gutted my black paper, so I just set it to have a 1-inch border, and the way I do that is I use my trimmer, and on the trimmer it has the measurements to the right of the blade, and I just put it on the 1-inch and then I cut, and then I turn it, put it on the 1-inch and cut and create a border. And then I used the part that I gutted to be the black where the photos is mounted, and then I had 2 sheets of this paper, which is from Workshop, and it's called Gallant. And so it is the bicycle spokes and the bicycle chain. And so since I had 2 pieces, I was able to make a mat from each paper. I did gut, actually I didn't gut any of those because I had enough off of, when I cut this, I still had enough on the edge to create these 2 pieces, and these are just slightly smaller than 3x4. I cut them to be the exact same size as my photos. So I have basically my photos with a white border, the black mat, the bicycle chain, and then another piece with the bicycle spokes on top of the asphalt on top of the black border. So I started working on my title, and I don't know why I did not think to use the alphas that were in the sticker book. So that was my bad. But I really did actually like these blue ones a little bit better because there are, it brings out the blue in the wheel paper there and also in the overalls that Noah is wearing in the photo. And those were just stamped with the Juniper Mist ink from Catherine Pooler, and I used my Papertrey ink stamps and dies to make that. They don't sell that set anymore, so it's really would be hard to find. I don't know that it's like impossible or not, because I know a couple people have found it in some Papertrey ink destash groups or whatever, but I will try to remember to put a link to it or put the name of it down below for you, just so you can look for it if that's something that you are going to be on a search for. And so I am going to use this black foam with that bicycle chain paper to create the word uncle, and I am using some Sizzix dies. It's their bold alpha set. I'll put the link to that down below as well for you. And I like it because it's a little bit larger than 1 inch. It's like 1 1/4 inches tall. But it's really bold, and so it's a really nice font because it's very symmetrical. There's no ascenders, no descenders. You don't have to worry about that, and it just gives you a nice bold word. So the word is uncle, and I'm considering putting my title over here at this point, but as you saw in the first portion of this video, it all ends up at the bottom, and that is mostly because it just would not fit. Even using a smaller font probably would not have worked super well. It's just all of the words on the strips down below they just take up too much room. And in order to do what I did here to get them as words and rather than like little tiny letters individually, I just cut a strip of paper, put some adhesive on it, and then I stuck the letters down to create each word. And then now I can move around each word individually, and it's much easier to kind of figure out your placement, and you're not having to fiddle with, each individual letter. So my title is They Call Me Uncle Because partner in crime makes me sound like a bad influence. And the words partner in crime, I'm going to do with a different font. I'm going to use a small Tim Holtz font, and it's like I want to say it's like 3/8 of an inch tall. So it's either that or it's a quarter. I think it is actually a 1/4 inch tall. He has a set in each size. So I'll put the link to that down below for you as well, in case that's something that you're interested in. I'm just basically leaving space for that because those are actual individual letters and they are very small. So I'm working on the bigger parts first, and then I'm going to fill in the space with partner in crime. So here are those little tiny Tim Holtz ones. And the nice thing about these is you get more than one of each letter, especially the A's and the E's, and the letters that you use frequently, like the R's. There's multiples of them, and it's nice because you don't have to sit there and run it through 4 times to get like Mississippi. You can get Mississippi out of like in one swipe. Not that I'm making the word Mississippi, but partner in crime has like 3 R's in it, so I didn't have to run it through 3 times. I just ran it through once. I am going to darken up that bicycle chain paper with my Black Soot Distress ink. I also used it on the word uncle, and that's just to make it pop a little bit more on that asphalt paper, just because the asphalt is gray and then the other is kind of like that grayish blue. It just wasn't popping quite enough for me. So I'm just darkening it up to make it a little bit more charcoal instead of like that. I don't know. It's kind of like a charcoal and a navy blue mixed, that bicycle chain paper. But I do like the way that it ends up looking. And I'm not re-inking my dauber or anything. I'm just using the ink that was already on there. So it's not saturating it a lot. It's just making it so that it's brushed on lightly. Now, I had a great debate with a friend that I was Zooming with at the time on what is the shortened form of the word because. So I could say cuz, because I needed to use less of the tile letters so that my words partner in crime fit better. And so I went to the internet and I did a search on it, and if you just use cause, it looks like cause. But you could put apostrophe in front of it, and then it indicates that it's cuz. If you use cuz, it's like the short form of cousin. So the internet basically said cos with an apostrophe ahead of it. So that's what I used. I did try the apostrophe cause, but it was still a little bit too long. So apparently this is the correct way to do it according to Google, or at least one of the correct ways to do it. I don't know if it really is, but you can read it, so I'm just going to go with it. It definitely made my title fit a little bit better because I could move all of the letters for partner in crime a little bit further to the left, and they wouldn't be hanging out past that big block that is holding the photos and the 2 embellishment areas that I'm going to end up having at the end of this. I do put a little bit of the liquid glue. I'm using Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I squeeze a little bit of that to the back of my hand, and I'm just dipping the letters in. It's a lot easier than trying to like put the glue directly from the bottle onto the letter, or even having a little puddle of glue off to the side, because my hand is right there. My hands are together. I can just dip it there. I can tap it off onto my hand so there's not so much glue that it's going to squish out from beneath the letters. So that is my preferred method of doing it. I'm not really crazy about having my hands dirty and having the glue on my hand, but when you were a kid and you used to put glue on your hand and let it dry and then kind of like roll it off, that's just basically what I did. So I do like the way that it ended up looking. I did pull these 2 stickers. I think these are from the border strip sticker sheet. My goodness, loss of words there. And then I am inking them up, and I'm going to stick them onto that lower left-hand corner, and then I'm going to put this hexagon one to the upper right-hand corner. And I just like the sentiments that were on them. I thought that they were good sentiments and pretty useful. And so I was also glad to get them used out of the book and out of the sticker border sheet. I am popping them up onto some foam using just fun foam from Walmart, which has adhesive on one side. And I'm using the black just like I did the word uncle. Sometimes I don't really worry about what color is underneath because it's not going to show from the top anyway. But because I was going pretty close to the edges, I was like, I'm just going to use black. And the black was sitting on my desk because I used it for the word uncle. Now, if I am doing letters like the word uncle, then I do care what kind of foam is underneath because you can definitely see it. And sometimes I like to make it so that the foam really just kind of emphasizes a specific color on the layout. This is also from one of the sticker sheets, and it's just a phrase that I cut apart. It says, "The love of family makes life beautiful." I'm going to pop that up onto some foam too. It was on a thicker, like it came on a border strip. It's one of the 6-inch border strips, but I cut it out because I didn't want it to be quite so big. And so this kind of made it a little bit nicer. I am staggering it just like I did in the bottom left-hand corner, just kind of make it nice to do that. And then I pulled out some Ahoy Matey colorings from Shimmers, and I'm just dipping my brush in there and like smushing it around on each of these embellishment areas. And I did that because I wanted it still translucent so you can see the design, but I wanted to bring in more of that kind of dark navy blue color. So I'm pretty happy with the way that it came out. It kind of emphasizes the embellishment areas and gives a little bit of a, I don't know, a pop to it maybe. So yeah, it made me happy to have that on there. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but not a whole lot. And again, that was the Ahoy Matey color. So it was pretty simple to also pull it out because it was just like sitting right next to my desk. So it's an easy one. So once I get all of those popped up, I do end up doing a little sprinkling of the Ahoy Matey just to kind of bring in a little bit off of the squares so it kind of bleeds over to the asphalt, and I'm liking how that looks. And then I'm going to add some enamel dots just to bring in some more pops of black. And I'm going to use the large ones because I don't have as many small ones as I do large ones right now because I use the small ones more frequently. I do actually end up liking the way that these black enamel dots look, even though they're just the big ones, which I don't know why I don't use those as often. I think the smaller ones just work better in my mind, but I just figured I would put 2 next to each one of these embellishment or sayings and kind of highlight that kind of like a bullet point or whatever, even though they're not bullet points. But that is the end of my layout. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. And don't forget to leave a comment down below so that you are included in the giveaway. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and go check out everyone else who is playing along. I'll see you guys again soon with another video.